Hello everyone, we're very excited to be bringing you a brand new demo video of the Dakota Marketplace Claude connector. We've introduced a number of new datasets to the MCP that you are able to access now in Claude and ChatGPT. Everything I'll show today is available in ChatGPT as well. I just happen to be using Claude for the sake of the demo. We have introduced 8 new MCP tools. Those are Dakota Recommends, where you can see all of our venues and places, Form ADV, Career History, Documents, Investments, Form D filings, City Guides, and Public Play Minutes. Now let's see how I can use that. In this case, I've decided that I'm going to plan a trip to Boston to raise money for a high-yield muni bond. You can see here that I've just prompted this to use the Dakota Marketplace connector to plan this trip to Boston, to view investment data and show RIAs in Boston that have fixed income allocations via 13F, public pension funds that have institutional investments, and who their CIO is with their career history. And I've asked for a shareable PDF that has Dakota Recommends venues for coffee and dinner. I get my PDF and I'm ready to roll. Here is my PDF for my trip. As you can see, it has all of the information that I asked for, including all the RIAs, all the pensions, all of the Dakota Recommends data. Now let's take it a step further. This is a great start. Let's dive deeper into one of the RIAs, Valentine Partners. How have their ETFs been over the past 2 quarters? For the pensions, let's look at Boston Retirement System. What past fixed income investments have they made? I then get all the total holdings for the most recent ETFs by Valentine Partners, and I can see how they've changed. Calling out that Claude's reasoning was able to note the ones that are most relevant. So calling out the fixed income managers, for example. And then in this case, adding the color that Valentine does not have a large ETF exposure to fixed income. For Boston Retirement System, I'm able to see all of the mortgage-backed, US fixed income, and high-yield bond strategies that they have invested in. Clearly, they have a high-yield bond allocation, and it has called that out. Next, it called out that NEPC is their consultant, and that any pitch will probably go through that. So then I've said, what other pensions does NEPC work with that have a dedicated high-yield muni allocation? Does not have to be in Boston. It finds me 29 high-yield bond mandates across NEPC-advised pensions. I can then see those pensions and who their investors are that manage their fixed income strategies. Next, it calls out a few other pensions I should think about. Let's just drill down on LACERS in Fairfax County. Using public plan minutes in Dakota Marketplace, I'd like to know what was discussed at the past few LACERS and Fairfax public plan minutes. LACERS, one of the most well-documented plans in Dakota, has meetings going back years. I can see all of those different meetings on a monthly basis, and I can click in to view the agenda. But here it calls out that on April 24th, there was a CIO that retired. This is exactly the kind of signal that can be helpful when you're reaching out for fundraising. A $25 billion plan, seeing a new CIO, maybe they're going to be making some changes across their portfolio. For Fairfax, we had less information, but it does call out the Educational Employees Supplementary System, which has an NEPC-advised fund in a high-yield allocation. LACERS is calling out as the best, but again, all of this was planning this one trip with just a few prompts. That will wrap it up for today, but we hope this is helpful at showing how you can use all of the different data sets in Dakota Marketplace to help you fundraise more efficiently.